Hello everyone. So today, I thought I'd do something a little different. I've got myself a whole bunch of stuff from AliExpress that was interesting to me. Obviously, first up, I'm not sponsored by anyone, so this is my honest thoughts. Yeah. So let's check out some of this cool stuff I got. First up, I got this a little while ago, and I thought I'd do a little bit of a show off of it. And yeah. So this item I got, well, there goes a stand, is this. Looks like a mirror, kind of can be used as one. This here is a, what do they call it? Oh, this is essentially a whole bunch of microchips. Yeah, this is a microchip cookie essentially. I'll show you a close-up of what that looks like, because it looks amazing, like fascinatingly amazing. Yeah, they are. This is how microchips are made. That's what they call these, a wafer. So technically, a kind of a biscuit, a wafer. Anyways, this did cost a bit, and I'm gonna give this a 5 stars because I got it in one piece. And it came with a stand. Honestly, overall a nice item, and you can pick these up pretty nice condition. You get them from a decent seller, and you'll get them in one piece. Get them from one that might just throw it in a bag and not put it in a protective case. Yeah, you're not going to get a good, you're not going to get your money's worth. Anyways, it did come with a little wee stand. I'm just going to put it back on that stand if I can use my paws. In just a moment. Next item is an item that I'm working on with one of my friends. They are a real nice person, and they put up with my silly antiquates and nonsense that I say. Yeah. So, they're a real nice person. I've got this little wee box here. And inside it actually says what's inside of it, is this. If it's on camera. If not, I'll put a picture up and you'll be able to see it. It's quite a nice little board. It's an ESP32S3, and it's all combined with an e-ink display, an SD card, and a whole bunch of other things, including a battery. That can be added to it. I've got a battery for it over here somewhere, but you can plug it into a battery and charge it and everything. This thing's pretty cool. You can add a touch sensors, and it's pretty cool. We're working on to make this into a little wee e-ink display that you can be able to see things on when you put them on the SD card. Yeah, that might be a cool feature to see in the future. We'll probably end up posting. I'll probably end up posting a video on that once it's working. For the meantime, yeah, it's good. It's a great quality board, and it seems that the hardware works right. It's just it's lacking in support for the software for it at this time. So, yeah, we literally are programming something that hasn't been properly documented. So it's a lot of fun. Overall, the hardware is great, so I'd give the hardware a good 5 out of 5 because it's decent. As of software support, it's a little bit lacking with documentation in some areas, mainly software and programming it being one of the issues. But we're working on that. So I'd say 3 on the programming side because it's just so little information on these boards when it comes to programming them, but 5 for the hardware. It's great. It just needs more people working on software for it. That's what we're doing. Anyways, next thing. Blah, porbs. Next thing is a quite nice little combination thing. Now, I do a bit of electronic stuff with fans and all kinds of wiring and all that. So it's quite common that I need to connect two wires together. And there are various ways of doing it, and depends on how much power you're putting through. But I'm mainly working with like 5 to 6 volts kind of area most of the time. And I got this set for $20. This here. And inside it contains a whole bunch of these little wee things that you've probably seen videos on. And personally, I'd say they're quite okay. Like, I wouldn't put too much power through these kinds of connectors. I'll show you kind of like some photos of what they look like up close. They're essentially 3 things combined into one: solder, heat shrink, and glue, all in one. So it makes the connection quite nice. It prevents water from getting into them, it isolates them, and it solders them all together. So I'd say these are quite good connectors. On the lower power levels, I wouldn't put anything too much through these over a few amps, because you're going to end up cooking them. Maybe experiment, just be careful. But they are nice little connectors, I will say. They come with a heap of heat shrink. It was only $20 New Zealand, so it's a good buy, and they'll last me a while. I also put a few other things in there. I put a lighter and a few bits and pieces in there so I could be able to use it. It's essentially a kit that I can just grab and it's ready to go. It's great. I'll just put that over there. Plonk. A next item. So the next item is something I'm actually currently using right now. That is an LED light setup that I've designed from some parts that I got from AliExpress. So one of those parts is an LED controller. Just take my paws off so you can be able to see it. This is a little remote is what I'm using, and I can change the colour of it like this. Takes a moment, and I can be able to change its colour. I'll probably do a little video of showing what it looks like. You can be able to see, yeah, red, purple, blue, and then we'll go back to white so we can be able to have proper lighting in here. Anyways, I did make the case for this, and I brought the rest on AliExpress. Overall, I give those about a 5 out of 10. I have had occasional issues with some of the boards arriving dead on arrival, or DOA. But they did refund me for that board that broke, so that was pretty good. The seller was a decent seller. I'm definitely going to give those a 5 out of 10. I mean 5 out of 5, sorry. For overall, it's easy to use, plug and play, powered off of USB power, so it's easy to use even with your power bank or any other device. You can buy these LED types. I'll put up a little thing on showing the listing of what these look like. They're a W something or other style LED. You can program them individually, the LEDs, which is fascinating. That is a smart LED. Compared to other ones which are you just have one entire link of them and you press a button, it will just change all of them to one colour. It also has a microphone, and you can use an app to control them if you want to. I personally like using the controllers, the remotes, because they're easy to use. You don't have to grab your phone, unlock the phone, and then use it. You can just grab the controller and just tap a button and away it goes. It has a microphone in the actual controller board, which allows you to actually use the use a function that allows it to play music. When you're playing music, it will kind of dance to the music. I kind of think it's 50-50 on that one, but it works. So I will say it's cool. It ain't the best feature, but it's one of those cool little features that you wouldn't expect on such a tiny little board on the USB cable. So yeah, pretty cool. So next item is something that I built, but I am using quite a bit of stuff here from AliExpress. Everything except for the 3D filament. So here is something I made for my Protogen a while back. I made two of these. I just got one of them so it's a little bit more less clutter up here. wonder if I can just press the button with my paws on. Nope. Oh. There we go. They light up. And you can even flash them. And yeah, they're pretty cool. They're a little wee LED. Now these aren't LED. This is actually called EL wire. It's pretty cool stuff. It's there's a lot of videos that go into how EL wire works, so I'll leave that for anyone else who wishes to look it up. And it's just a little wee battery pack that uses 2 AA's, so you can easily just replace the batteries or use rechargeables and easily use it. I honestly give that stuff, I give that a 5 out of 10 for its usability. But for like, if you want to like really do some hacky stuff with it, it might be a little bit more complex. But there's a lot of stuff out there for using it, so it's decent. Easily, probably one of my favourite materials is EL wire. It's amazing. It's like neon, but it's not just glass tube. It's actually something you can bend and flex around, just like some of the ribbon cables that you can get for LEDs. Now, my next 2 items are obviously something a little bit more on the more interesting side. You've probably seen these little wee lighters, and I'm not sponsored again, just showing them off. So the next item I've got here is this. This is a little wee lighter. Personally, it's pretty well made. I wouldn't say this is super waterproof. It does have like a little O-ring around it, and I'd say it's pretty cool. You got a little one of those style lighters that's an arc lighter. It came with a Type-C cable, although this is a micro USB for the charging. Yeah, I would say I'm going to give that about a 4 out of 5 just because they got the cable wrong. The rest of it's okay construction. You got like, you can even put like a lanyard on it and all that, or put it around a necklace or something. It's cool, but it's not like the best, but it's cool. The next thing I got was this behemoth of a lighter. I know, another lighter. I got this out of curiosity just to see how good quality it was. I saw some people who had one of these and decided to get one to see what it looks like. My main thoughts on it is it looks real nice in terms of construction on the outside at least. But it does have some flaws. First one is that it is a little bit cumbersome, but you can break it down by undoing this bit. Just unscrews, I know. And then screws back together. Personally, it's all made of brass, or brass alloy. And it uses a really big flint, which is one of the reasons why I don't like it, because the flints are an odd size, which means getting them will be a lot harder if you use this a lot. And that's how you use it. You bring it open. Obviously, it doesn't have any fuel in it right now, because I don't want to accidentally start a fire in my room. But yeah, I'll have a little video showing what it looks like when it's going. And personally, like I only really see this being useful if you just want to have something real cool every so often. Like, I guess you could like roast marshmallows with this or something. I'll give this about like a 4, because it is well made, but it just has some feeling to it that like some parts could be made a little bit better. The oversized flint being a bit, I'd say, unnecessary. Like, I've got lighters around my room that have similar sized flints and they work perfectly fine for the same kind of application. It obviously uses lighter fluid, so you're going to have to refill it every so often. Just like anything, you have to recharge or refill, but yeah. It is nice, I will say. This will last a long time if you take good care of it. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, yeah. I've got one other item. I'll show like a photo of it post-editing. I got this because I'm going to be making something interesting. And I think it looks kind of cool. And they're a real nice design, and I would say they're about a 4 out of 5. The construction isn't that good, but it isn't that bad. Like, they'll last a while. And yeah, pretty good. So overall, that's pretty great. So overall, I think most of the things I got were, well, okay-ish. Like, some of the things like that lighter torch, I kind of would say are a bit on the expensive side, and I wouldn't really recommend buying them unless you're going to actually have a decent use for them. The silicon wafer, I think that's a pretty cool gift if you know someone that likes technology and computers, they might like that. And probably one of my favorite things, of course, has been just working with electronics. I find it fun. It can be a bit frustrating sometimes, but when you get something to work, oh boy is it fun. So definitely a lot of cool stuff, and I might have to do a video for for furry stuff for Christmas or something. We'll see how this one goes. Yeah. Anyways, you all have a brilliant evening, and bye bye. Au revoir.